Let me see. Who do I have? Hey, Maisha. How are you, beautiful? Happy hump day. How was your day? Where are you located at, Maisha, if you don't mind me asking? If you mind. And welcome to all my soulmates on YouTube. Callie. Oh, lovely. Nice. I feel like I'm having California weather type of day here in Chicago. It's so beautiful outside. It's fall, it's autumn, but it still feels like summer. Not too hot though. It's perfect. I love it. So, what's the weather like in California, whatever part you're in? Grab some water. Hey, Jill from MA. Hello, soulmates. Check in. Let me know where you guys at, where we located. How are you today, Jill? We have moderate temps, but actually getting some summer weather. Ah, interesting. I know, right? The seasons are definitely, everything is just different. The weather has changed, seasons are changing, things are just shifting. Hey, Vivian from New Jersey, Jersey, stand up. Hey, Karen from UK. Thank you all for joining and happy hump day. What time is it, Karen, where you're located? Are you like 5 hours ahead of me? I'm Central Time. Hey, Wendy from SoCal. Thank you for joining. First time. Well, thank you, Wendy. Welcome. I am grateful that you are here almost midnight. Okay. Well, I appreciate you joining, Karen, and hopefully, if you happen to fall asleep in the middle of this live, I hope I give you something to dream about. I know I used to fall asleep on Inside Timer. I think my first year on here to oh God, what was the name of that instructor, the teacher? I can't think of his name right now. Basam. Basam. I used to fall asleep to him because he was in Australia, so it would be nighttime my time. But I would fall asleep listening to his voice every night. So hopefully I give you the same vibes. Hey, Silverback. You said heaven. Oh, thank you. I get it. How you doing today, soulmate? Silverback, you are in a great mood. I'm happy to see that. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Thank you, Silverback. I appreciate that. And I'm happy that you guys are here. And before we get started, though, soulmates, I am going to make an adjustment, even though I was set up here. You know, Silverback, I can't complain. You know, taking things one day at a time. So give me 1 second, soulmates. I am going to just make a pivot. So you guys are more than welcome to come with me. Actually, you will come with me. Just need to unplug something. Hold on. While you all are getting situated, I'm gonna allow the rest of my soulmates to check in. I am going to adjust my position. So come on right along with me, soulmates. Uh-oh. Wait, can't take this. Got the lamp plugged in too. All right. And I appreciate your patience, soulmates. Gonna grab some more light, soulmates, because it's dark. And then we're gonna get started. Hey, family on YouTube. I'm adjusting you guys as well. Thank you guys for joining. Who do I have? I have Abby. What does that say? Naturio. Apologies if I'm not saying your name correctly. So please correct me if I'm saying that wrong because I feel like I was saying it all wrong. For my soulmates that don't know, I'm talking to the family on YouTube right now. Hey, April. Give me 1 second, soulmates. I'm gonna grab my table. I don't know if I did, but yes, I did. Thank you, soulmates, for your patience while I readjust and relocate to the bedroom. You guys are the best. I have the best audience ever. How are we doing today, soulmates? Check in. Let me know how we're feeling. While I grab my lights. All right, soulmates, and we are back. Oh, thank you guys. Shout out for all the hearts. Silverback, I love it. All the emojis. Yes, you sure can be a moderator. I would appreciate that, especially on YouTube, because I'm not really that vast in verse yet with doing my lives on YouTube. So I appreciate that. And for those that don't know, those that are new to me on Inside Timer, I am Keana Shatteen. I'm also live on YouTube. I do them simultaneously. So thank you all, soulmates, for being here again. Welcome. Yes, April, getting ready for this full moon. Can you believe we are in October already, soulmates? Yes, yes, indeed. It is October 1. So I want us to go over not only the energy of the full moon that we're going to have on October 6th, but I want us to talk about the energy of the month of October and what we can expect because it is going so fast, Michelle. My birthday is on the 28th, and I swear I just had a birthday 6 months ago. Oh, where the time goes, but time flies when you live in life, right? As they say, when you're having fun. And hopefully, life has been fun for you, soulmates. May not have been fun every day, but we're still in this together, soulmates. So, thank you all for joining. And for those that are new to me, I'm Keana Shatteen. I call myself the alchemist of healing because my work is where healing meets truth and where silence turns into voice. So everything that I teach about, everything that I speak about comes from lived experience, from breaking cycles to reclaiming power and speaking our truth, even when it shakes and terrifies us. And tonight, we're going to journey through three powerful moves: reclaim, realign, rebuild. Grab my water. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, thank you, Silverback. Who else has a birthday in October? Hello, shout out to my Libra, Scorpio gang. Can you give me a glow up tip? I have no idea what that is, Boots. I don't know what that is. You would have to educate me, soulmates, on YouTube. I don't know what that is. So please forgive me. If I could, I would, but I don't even know what it is. So therefore, yes, here we are, October 1st. And we are here to gather, not only, like I said, to talk about this very potent moon. One of the most potent moons of the year, actually, is this Aries full moon. And it's going to be in 14 degrees in Aries come Monday, October 6th. Okay, Elizabeth, you're a Halloween baby. Happy birthday. I'm the 28th. So, for those of you that are familiar, maybe you are an Aries. But as you know, Aries energy is very much about raw energy. It's very bold, it's fire, it's power. And it's not waiting for perfect timing. It just wants us to act on our truth. Aries energy tends to be quick sometimes. But basically, what this full moon is going to bring out of us, soulmates, and what most of us will start to see and feel is that spirit wants us to move, and spirit wants us to move now. So that's what the energy of this full moon is going to be about. But before we dive in, soulmates, now that we have other people that have just joined in, I want us to go ahead and just do a quick grounding practice just to get present in this moment. Nice. Thank you guys for the hearts. So, if you are able and willing to, I invite you to join in this grounding practice with us. Close your eyes or keep a slight gaze, whatever you prefer. But if you're comfortable, I will also invite you to put your hand over your heart and maybe one hand on your belly, like I always like to do. And let's just take a deep breath, soulmates, and just feel the warmth of our bodies, our hearts, our souls. And I want us to notice any energy, anything that's heavy right now that we may be carrying, a story, a weight, a hope, and you can just name it quietly. Let's just honor what we're feeling right now. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out. And just let whatever that energy is just leave your bodies. Again, inhale what you need most in this moment. Exhale anything that may feel stuck, feel stiff. And roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin slightly. And I want you to imagine your spine lengthening as you're getting ready to make room for truth. Stand taller, to stand freer inside of you. And then, if you are so inclined to, just whisper softly to yourself an affirmation that says, I am safe to heal. I am safe to speak my truth. And I am safe to begin again. And just feel your heartbeat under your hand and the weight of your body being supported. And with every breath, allow yourself to just arrive in this moment, soulmates. Let's just be present right here, right now. Just think about where you are, the floor, the ground, the seat that you're sitting on, your heart beating in your chest. And maybe you feel some tingling or some sensations in your stomach or your chest or stiffness. Just allow yourself to breathe into it and release with every exhale. Because with every exhale, soulmates, we are arriving here in this moment. And not just in this life, but you are arriving, showing up to the part of you that is ready to rise. And I hope you all are moved as you join me this afternoon. As I always state, soulmates, I create this container for us. This is not just a live, this is an actual movement. This is an experience. So if you are called and if you are enjoying this work that I do, soulmates, I always invite you to donate outside of Insight Timer or on Insight Timer. As always, everything is appreciated with gratitude. Never required, but always appreciated. So just want to read the comments, sorry, on YouTube. Ma'am, I work in the U.S. call center and I always feel stressed. And recently on September 13th, I had a cardiac arrest and couldn't breathe and was admitted into the ER. Now okay, but still breathing. Abby, I'm grateful that you are okay. You stopped smoking but still facing difficulties. Take much time as you need for your body to heal and allow yourself the time to just release that stress, breathe, and just take things one moment at a time. And be grateful that Spirit allowed you the opportunity to be able to check in with your body. You having to go into the ER is just Spirit's trying to get your attention to say it's time to focus on your overall health and well-being. So I'm grateful that you're here and thank you for sharing. Namaste, Silverback. So, soulmates, if you all recall from last week, we talked about the Virgo eclipse as well as the Virgo full moon. And basically, everything that September brought us was about sweeping out things, clearing the air, cleaning out the closets, cleaning, starting from scratch. It exposed all the cracks in our routines, in our bodies, in our relationships, in our finances, so that we can finally get honest, soulmates, and start choosing truth. Like I just told you, Abby, that's spirit trying to tell you have to face your truth. Your body is trying to signal to you that something's not right, but you've probably been ignoring it. And this time now is right, and you're 45, so young, so much, you have so much life ahead of you. Take care of your body. That's what this eclipse was showing us. It exposed anything. It's time for us to be honest about what's not working anymore. And now we are in Libra. We're in Libra season. It's about reciprocity, balance. And because it's right after that equinox in the eclipse, this energy right now is asking us to check in with ourselves. Where are you giving more than you're actually receiving? Where are we keeping peace at the cost of actually speaking our truth? Why am I saying yes when deep down I know the answer is no? Your spirit is saying no, but you keep saying yes. See, Libra season is not here to allow you to continue to overgive. It's asking for honest proportion, reciprocity. But we also had Mars moving into Scorpio on the 22nd. So that definitely brought up a lot of things. I don't know about you with that energy, that Mars and Scorpio, my energy levels have been like on an increase. You know, it's like I realize now there's a lot of things that I want to do. It's a lot more energy. And it's giving us the opportunity now, soulmates, to just be honest, I'm sorry, about what it is that is not really true to you. Are you tolerating things that aren't fake, things that are feeling weak? Because see now, Mars and Scorpio is sharpening focus. It's cutting through any of the false things, any pretenses. Mars and Scorpio is not here to waste energy. We don't waste time. It's cutting to the root because that's what Scorpio is about, getting deep down, transforming things. And then on the 6th, the same day as the full moon in Aries, well, guess what? Mercury also into Scorpio. So conversations are about to get deeper. So don't be surprised if more secrets, more motives, more things that were trying to be hidden be revealed. All those unspoken truths all coming up. And I mean, pay attention, soulmates. Notice what's going on the world stage. Notice what's being exposed. Notice what's coming out. Don't be surprised when more things start to reveal, especially during this full moon. Because see, that's what a full moon does. It illuminates, it lightens things up, it exposes things for you to finally reveal them. So, October is full of powerful shifts this month. As you all know, Pluto entered Aquarius back in November. However, it went back into retrograde earlier this year. And it will finally go back direct in Aquarius on the 2nd, tomorrow. And we were in retrograde for 5 months. So that meant there was a 5 month period where many of us were digging deeper into our truths, things about ourselves, things that we needed to actually see within. Now that it's direct and it's going to move forward, we'll start to see that any of those things that we were dealing with as it was in retrograde, it will start to manifest outwardly. Remember, everything starts within. So once we experience the shifts, once we feel the shifts, once we start acknowledging it, honoring it within, that's when it starts to manifest on the external level. So the Aries full moon, again, it's in 14 degrees of Aries. And Aries is like raw energy, raw firepower, which is all about courage and independence, actually taking forth action. Then we have on the 13th of October, Venus moving into Libra. Right now, Venus is in Virgo. Venus doesn't like being in Virgo. Venus loves being in Libra, which is all about love, money, abundance. So you may notice that shifts start to occur within your finances, maybe your relationships when it comes to love. But it's all about fairness. Again, about reciprocity, because that's what Libra represents. And then all throughout the month of October, you have Juno, which is also in Virgo. Again, we have a lot of planets doing a lot of things right next to each other. Juno is about partnerships that are actually being under review, because in Virgo, we have to get serious. It's about actually looking at the structure, building that foundation. So now that Juno is there, we are going to be reviewing some of our partnerships. We have to recognize and notice and be honest about whether or not they're really supporting us, if we're really receiving the same that we're giving. Again, about balance. And then we have a Libra new moon on October 21st, right at the cusp of Libra season going into Scorpio season. But with this Libra new moon, see, it's about resetting any agreements, any relationships with truth and boundaries, being able to start over again. If you notice, soulmates, everything that I mentioned, it's in cycles, but it's given us an opportunity to rearrange and redo and rethink, unlearn the way we look at love, the way we look at connection, relationships, the way we look at interacting with each other. That's what Pluto and Aquarius will be about for the next 20 years. We're just beginning. So now this has given us the opportunity to look at and see, is this really the type of relationships, friendships, jobs, etc.? Is this really what I want and need for me at this time of my life? So with that new moon, it's going to give you the opportunity to be able to reset those agreements, be able to set boundaries as needed. Again, being able to respect yourself as well as others, but always making sure you're checking in and respecting yourself first. Then we have Neptune going back into Pisces on the 22nd, which means that anything that we didn't resolve, anything that's still there, it may resurface. So any old healing work, you may have to revisit that. But you have time, soulmates, because see, it doesn't close until January. So between October and January, anything that still needs to be healed that we are not fully addressing, it will expose itself. That's what is so powerful about these energies, is that it gives us the opportunity to fix it, to go back and shift it. Because everything that we are removing, that we are changing in this 9 year, we get to start fresh and new come 2026 and beyond. Because like I said, this is a 9 universal year. It's the year of completion, of releasing, closing big cycles. Think about the 9 years we have been in this period. This is 2025. Go back 9 years before that. Where were you, soulmates? If you go back to 2016, what was your life like? How have you evolved? How has your life evolved? Where have you noticed the same repeated patterns throughout this 9 year cycle that you're finally ready to let go of? And maybe you don't know what it is yet. But see, this year is allowing you the opportunity to discover that. Plus, not to mention that October itself is a one universal month. So this is all about new beginnings. So that means we're at a threshold, soulmates, because we're almost done with this year of 9. But we're in a threshold where there's endings, yet fresh starts happening simultaneously. Life is happening so fast in 2025. This is why we're already in October. So this month is going to allow us to finish whatever's been draining and claim what's ready to begin, what needs to start that's new. So that's why this Aries full moon is going to feel so alive. It's going to feel so intense, because Aries is also the first sign of the zodiac sign. For those that are not aware, it doesn't really start in Capricorn season. No, Aries is the beginning and Pisces is the end. So Aries is the first sign, just like October is the 1 month. Together right now, what this energy is saying is we have to stop waiting for somebody else to tell us what to do or give us their permission. We have to take the opportunity to take the first brave step into the life that we know we want to build, soulmates. So if you finally felt, or maybe you're feeling the call about a job or certain situations, relationships, or patterns, it's not by accident. It's not random, because right now your soul is feeling that shift. It's ready to clear these things out. October is about radical honesty and rebuilding our power. So right now we're in Libra season, which is asking for reciprocity and proportion. But come October 22nd, we'll be in Scorpio season, and that demands depth and truth. Absolutely truth. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't ignore it. So with this Aries full moon, that's going to be bold. It's impossible to ignore. You're probably already feeling the energy. It's that raw life force energy. And it's saying it's time to go, soulmates. What are you delaying? What are you waiting on right now? What is stopping you from what you know you need to do? And this Aries full moon is closing the Virgo eclipse storyline that we just concluded. Actually, that started back in spring in March. Because see, remember that Virgo energy pulled the curtain back and revealed the leaks in our relationships, the things that were draining us, the habits, the things that were no longer fitting, financial patterns. See, Virgo was asking, is this still serving me? Or am I just keeping it alive because it looks good? But Aries is here now to say, now that you've learned that, now that you have seen the truth, now what are you going to do? Do something with what you've learned. Stop adjusting yourself to keep everybody else comfortable. Be you. And stop waiting for the right moment to step into what's yours. There's never a right time. You just have to take the step into what's yours. If it's the life that you know you want and know you don't know what's on the other side of that door, but what is it costing you not to open up the door just to see? See, I'm a risk taker, soulmates. I'm a life path 5. I take risks. I'm not afraid of having to start over, do changes. I've accepted that change is just a part of life, no matter how much I resist it, no matter how much I don't like it. It just is. I'm just grateful to have life. So I go with the flow and I allow the changes to happen. And eventually I'm going to get right back on the path, because see, it's only bringing us to alignment, closer to our true paths. So now that we've exposed what needs to be removed or rearranged during the eclipse, we get this full moon now to really help us see. It's so uncomfortable, Jen. It is uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Life has been quite uncomfortable this year, but I know that this won't last forever. I know it won't last, because I'm already seeing the light. It's getting closer and closer, bigger and bigger. So just stop waiting and let's just go ahead and make one step, one decision. And this moon is not gentle. Like Jen just said, it's uncomfortable, but it's here to liberate us through action. It's all about being free to be you, being true to you, to what you feel is right, to what fulfills you. Not what anybody else says, not what anybody else thinks, but who are you? What does it feel right to you? So I want us to just pause right here for a second, soulmates. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about how you can reclaim, realign, and rebuild your energy, rebuild your path, rebuild your life. So think about it this way. Maybe you stayed in a job that is draining you because it's stable. And I get it. Stability is crucial. It's the root chakra. Without it, you're out of balance. But see, this Aries full moon, this energy is saying you can't continue to bleed and starve yourself here. Start plotting your exit or shift something that nourishes you and values what you bring. We should never have to ever feel like we're settling, especially at the expense of losing yourself, your worth, your voice, your peace. Or maybe you've carried a relationship or a friendship where you just kept playing small. You were the one who just held in your truth. You just appeased the other person just so they could feel comfortable. But this Aries plus Libra energy together, now it's going to tell you it's time to reclaim your space and tell the truth. Hard, freeing conversations may surface soulmates, but that's where the truth lies. Plus, not to mention how freeing it is to be able to speak your truth. And there's a way to say it, but either way, the conversations needs to be had in order to free yourself. Or maybe it's resources that you've been leaking in terms of your money. Let's be honest, soulmates. How many of us have unused subscriptions or helping others financially? Or we're avoiding having the hard conversations about people that owe us money. See, this energy right now is going to expose these things, especially with Mars and Scorpio, because see, Mars and Scorpio says it's time to seal any of those leaks, fund your future. Soulmates, your finances mirror your self respect. So plug any leaks. Stop. If you are an entrepreneur, stop undercharging and direct those resources where they return you, where they actually nourish your mind, your body, and soul. Or maybe it's a self worth issue. Maybe you've been waiting for somebody else to validate you before you actually take the move. See, Aries, and no, Aries is not like that. Aries is bold, is ruled by Mars. Aries is the green light inside of you saying, stop waiting to be chose. Choose yourself and act from that choice. You are already chosen. You are one of God's divinely gifted beings. So you are chosen. This is what it looks like when you reclaim, realign, and rebuild from the inside out. Let me pause and look at the comments. The song in my head right now, Ain't No Stopping Us. We on the move. McFadden and White or something like that. I see you, Jen. Maisha says, literally had a Sealing Your Energy Leaks live. Yes, seal that. Oh, Maisha. Those that know was understood. That was powerful. Jen says, in 2016, I was in a completely different place. I am lucky to be alive because of addiction. Clean. 7 years this August, so blessed. I was numbing my trauma. Now, in this moment, my life is being deconstructed and put together. Feels like it's happening at the same time. I'm so proud of you, Jen. I'm so proud of you. One day at a time, Queen. That is beautiful. Yes, soulmates. Send up some hearts for Jen's sobriety. So proud of you. Karen says, definitely trying to rebuild my life from scratch. Feels and uncomfortable, but trying to find balance. Nope, you're fine. No need to apologize. So powerful. And thank you, soulmates, for sharing in the comments. And let me see what is stated on YouTube. Angel, hi, how are you? What good? Yes, what good does that energy bring? And I think that's one of the biggest lessons of this year, for me especially, is how do I maintain my peace? No matter what's going on outside of me, how do I maintain my peace? My love. Because for me, that is peace. Me being in a heart-centered, loving space is peace. Me being in a high vibe is peace, no matter what's going on outside of me. And it took me a very long time to get here because was the type of person I picked up on everybody's energy. Anytime my friends, my partners, I would absorb it, not realizing that I don't have to carry that. So allow this energy to help you rebuild. If that's somewhere where you were leaking, like Maisha said, I was leaking. I absolutely was leaking. I realized I was leaking energy to people that weren't valuing me or my gifts. And I have the right to say, I won't allow you to continue to waste my time nor energy when it's needed in other places and spaces. Yes, Jens, likewise. So reclaim what's yours, soulmates. Realign how you are investing your time, your energy, your money, and rebuild a life that feeds you back. You have to remember, we have to take care of us first and foremost. So let me see the heart, soulmates. If one of these four areas is calling out to you tonight, and if you want to share it, if it's work, if it's love, money, if it's just yourself, let me know. I would love to help and speak to that. Where's my water? I don't know what I did with it. But nonetheless, oh, there it is. So I want you to really honestly get clear and ask and answer this, soulmates. If you want to answer in the chat, please do so. And if you're journaling, you can journal about it. But where are you staying quiet right now so others can feel comfortable? And where have you perhaps been pouring time or love or money into things that you are not receiving anything in return? And what's one single act of courage or boundary or a conversation or a shift that would honor you now, honor you today? And I want us to sit with that for a moment, soulmates, because a lot of the shifts that we are being called to make requires courage. It requires a lot of courage. It takes so much courage to speak your truth, especially the people that you care about. It takes so much courage to set a boundary and to tell people no. It takes courage to even look at yourself in a mirror and face the shadow parts of yourself to say, this is not serving me anymore. And what's a conversation that you know you need to have that would free you? Do you not deserve to be free? This is why I created my series, Healing Out Loud, because there's things that people are afraid to say, and I get it. It's the people around them, it's the people closest to them. So I allow them space to write their letters to me so I can speak on their behalf so that they can release that. Because as soon as you release that, you write it down, you read it, you reflect it, you honor it, you release the energy. So honor whatever rises up when you think about where you may have been leaking energy, not valuing yourself enough, not giving yourself enough in return. And once you honor whatever it was that rose up, write about it, say it out loud, pray about it, meditate. Even if you just wrote 3 sentences about what came up for you, that's better than 30 perfect lines or perfect stories or paragraphs. And choose one change that can actually match what it is that you honored and expressed. And then take one step to say, I am going to honor what I've recognized so I can realign, rebuild from this place of heal. Because right now, with this energy, especially with the energy of the full moon, we're already feeling it. You normally can feel full moon energy at least a week or two before. So this full moon is on Monday. So thinking about what's coming up for you right now, because soulmates, if you're like me, it's coming up. It's already unfolding. You probably have already felt some friction. You've already felt the tension. But if you're like me, you also know what this energy is. And you try not to allow the energy to affect you and your higher self. But this Aries full moon energy is going to require that we take the action and to lead with truth. This energy is very much so well alive. Plus, I gave you a glimpse of what else October was already giving us. But I neglected to mention that in addition to Mars and Mercury and Scorpio, there's a deeper healing layer to this. See, there's Chiron, or Chiron, some people like to call it, but it's the planet associated with the wounded healer. Chiron is also in retrograde in Aries. So you have that wounded healer, that energy of, yes, I've been hurt, I've been harmed, yet I'm ready to heal those parts of me. I'm ready to heal those wounds because we're no longer victims. Now, it's in retrograde. So if any of those old hurts reemerge around courage, around your self-worth, or standing on your own, standing alone is coming up, this is not punishment, soulmates. This is the opportunity for you to see where there's some healing that still is possible. But there's some fire and energy inside of you that's ready to heal it, is ready to rise. Oh, Jen, so this energy is very much powerful, it's potent for you. So you're probably really feeling it because it's exactly where Chiron is. So the same day, we have the full moon in Aries. We have Mercury moving into Scorpio, which is about deep conversations and hard truths and clarity after months of avoidance. But now that Mercury is there, as you know, Mercury is a planet associated with communication. So it's in Scorpio, and Scorpio is about truth. So what are we doing, soulmates? Any secrets? They're losing their power because Mercury is demanding honesty. We're speaking up. Don't be surprised what happens on the world stage. I'll just leave it at that. Don't be surprised what shows up in your personal lives. Where are we trying to be again? Where are we trying to pretend like we don't know what is true? We cannot run ourselves. I'll keep saying it. You can't. There are some hard truths sometimes, like I said, that we don't want to admit, that we don't want to speak, because we don't want to break our healthy connections. We don't want to break relationships and connections. And a lot of this has to do with our relational dynamics, because that's what this year of Aquarius is like. Our relationships are really challenging us in so many ways, even the ones that you may have been in for years. Maybe they're new, maybe they're just family members, but things are shifting. We're shifting individually. And so, in our relationships, especially, we're going to feel it the most. So, if you're in a situation where you're struggling to set a boundary, for example, you could say something like, I care about us, and I'm not available for conversations where I'm going to be dismissed. If we can speak with respect and accountability, then I'm here for it. If not, I'm going to have to step back to protect my peace. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not disrespectful. It's not mean. It's you honoring them while honoring you too. That's the most loving thing you can do. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you're someone who is struggling with how to set pricing and find value in your products and services, you can say something like, this work carries depth and preparation. My rates for my scope of work is whatever I charge because that aligns with me. And if that works for you, then I love to move forward. And if not, I understand and wish you well. I know it's hard to reject and to let people down, but you have to think about yourself. Again, we have to be balanced. We got to be honest. It's about reciprocity. And we got to be honest with ourselves. We even have to look at ourselves in the mirror, check our own wallets, our own spending habits. Am I reallocating my time and budget to what actually nourishes my future? Am I going to actually sit down and look at my budget and see, where am I leaking money? Where am I paying for subscriptions that I don't use? Or something that's going out every month that I barely even need anymore? Maybe you can utilize that money to go towards a savings or to pay off some debts or invest into something else, a hobby or something. But that's what this energy is asking for us to look at. It's asking for us to evaluate and see. So let me ask soulmates, where is it right now where you see that perhaps maybe you have been struggling with setting a boundary or maybe being able to speak your truth? And who else do I have here? Hey, Lisa. How are you, beautiful? I'm happy to see you. Hello, Karen. Hey, Jeff. Hi, Wendy. Jill. Jane. Hey, Sheila. Daniel and Lisa. Hey, Chris. It's good to see you. Yes, good to see you, King. How are you? Hey, Stacy in Wisconsin. I like your hair color. And remember, soulmates, this is a safe space. I'm here to allow you to speak your truth and to get clarity. I know last week Chris opened up about the way he's been used and not appreciated and not valued because this energy helped him see that I don't have to do this anymore. But I also know that whatever I give, it comes back to me tenfold. So get clear about these things, asking yourself these questions. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing it here, soulmates, you can always feel free to reach out. But I want to know, honestly, which area in your life are you going to reclaim first? Is it your work? Is it your finances? Is it just yourself? Or maybe it's your money. I know for me, I had to get very clear about my finances. Like I told you last week, soulmates, I've been giving my gifts and my skills out for free, not valuing myself and what it is that I offer. And it's not right nor wrong, it's just the truth. But ideally, it's wrong because this is my livelihood. And therefore, yes, I should be compensated for it. And I should not allow people to waste my time, my energy, and not see the value in what it is that I do. And the same with you, soulmates. You go, if you have a 9 to 5, you expect a salary, correct? And that salary should be based on your value to that employer. I always recommend when I worked in human resources, when I work with clients, if you are trying to negotiate your salary, know your value. What are you worth? And that's just on an individual level overall. We have to know our values. What are we worth? What do we bring? What do we offer? I love that. You are blessed. And you're Charlie Wilson. I hear you, Chris. So it's just the opportunity where we have to see that something is not aligned here, something is way out of balance. I realize that I have a tendency to the healer in me. I want to heal my partners. I want to heal my family. I want to heal my friends. I want to help everybody heal. But I can't help anybody heal that doesn't want to be healed. So I have to learn how to detach and allow people to be the way that they are, no matter how much I want it for them, or no matter how much potential I see. It's not my responsibility because if they don't see it and if they don't feel it, then what could I do except drain myself trying to get them to see? And that's a people pleasing thing that I think I struggle with. And I shouldn't say thing that I know I struggle with most of my life. And doing this work and in healing and again because there's layers to it. The more I peel back, the more I heal, the more I keep doing this work, the more I can see that that goes back to the little girl, the little Keana, who was an only child, who always thrived on connection because she always felt so alone as a child. So then I find people to make me feel good, and then I want to be there and pour and pour and pour, and then I don't get it in return. See, that was the little Keana that was still trying to show up as an adult, still trying to move in a world that eats and preys on sharks, that preys on my weakness. See, they think that because I'm a giver and I'm a lover, that it's my responsibility or that it's okay for them to take. See, I had to learn boundaries. Maisha says, yes, me and my business coach had a hard conversation about how I'm using my time and energy and how I'm pricing my offers. Real and necessary talk. Absolutely, Maisha. And I said that actually, listen, Everything I talk about soulmates, I speak. I said it. As a Black woman, Maisha, I thought I was just lucky enough to be able to serve people, just to just have people see the value in me, not paying me for my value. But I think that has a lot to do with just conditioning, the way I was raised, being a Black woman in America. I always felt that I had to play small because every time I spoke up, every time I spoke my truth, every time I would tell somebody what was right and wasn't wrong, I always got reprimanded. But I'm not afraid of that anymore. Because, like you said, we have to know our value, we have to know our worth. Because what we offer is the honestly, what I offer is the medicine that keeps on giving. I teach you how to be your own medicine. I'm not giving you a prescription that you can get addicted to. I'm not trying to give you something that's going to keep making you come back repeatedly and repeatedly. I'm trying to give you the medicine to help you heal the way I had to learn through all this trials and tribulations and almost losing myself literally to get to this point to say, if people can have something, a tool or something that can give, that can help them in their moment of darkness, of weakness, of confusion, of uncertainty, of anxiety, to help them see that they have everything they need within them to heal themselves and they get back into a space of alignment and get grounded, then that means I have served my purpose. Elizabeth says, you just hit home for me, trying to help people bending over backwards and they don't want any help. Oh my God, I'm an only two. See, Elizabeth, we are part of the same gang. And as women, we are just naturally givers. We just want to. I always just want to pour and give and give. I know, I get it. Then it's Libra season. So be careful, soulmates. Don't overgive because I know I love my Libras, but Libras can be pushovers sometimes. My dad was a Libra. His birthday would have been October 4th. And my dad, Reggie, would give you the last. He would give you the shirt off his back. He wouldn't have anything, but he would give his last. And he would just hold it in and just act like it didn't bother him. So be careful that we don't overgive, soulmates, in this season because we can. And thank you for sharing that, Elizabeth and Aisha, for being honest. Because I think for a lot of us, right now we have to reclaim our finances. We have to rethink the way we're looking at our finances, the way we're looking at money. Because soulmates, I don't know if you are living in the world I'm living in, but the cost of living is going up drastically. But the dollars aren't stretching drastically. And those that have tend to want to keep it, and those that are without are figuring out ways to get it. But what I know to be true is that you cannot build wealth, finances off of greed, manipulation, coercion, or any negative, toxic things. There will be no more of that. And if you're not soul aligned, meaning living and doing the work, living in purpose, Spirit is not going to bless you with abundance and prosperity if you're not doing righteous things with the gifts that you were given. So those that think they have the money and think that they have the power, well, let's see how long that lasts. Because if you've been noticing over the last 5 to 7 years, we've seen a lot of people who claim to have had power and money and status crumble, fall, have it all taken away because that's just how spirit works. Hey, Monica. Soon as spirit give it, spirit can take it away. And I think I asked myself something recently. Oh, thank you, beautiful. So happy to see you. Thank you. I asked myself recently, I said, I wonder if Jesus ever worried about finances or Jesus worried about money when Jesus was serving this world, when Jesus was sacrificing his life for us. Did he ever worry about finances? No, because Jesus made what? Water into wine because he didn't worry. And I had to realize that for a lot of us, we worry so much about it that we don't realize we're blocking it. Because, see, energy begets energy. So if we're so focused on what we don't have and the lack, that's the same energy you're going to receive in return. So I have to learn how to practice gratitude daily for everything that I have, for all the things that we receive. Even if it doesn't feel like it's enough because you have everything that you need. And if you don't, Spirit will help you figure a way out. And I know that to be true, soulmates. So think about where it is that maybe I need to actually adjust some things. It's October. We have, oh my gosh, a few more months and 2025 will be concluded. But that means we still have a lot more time though to do a lot now. A lot can still happen between now and December 31st. It already is. It's already happening. I went to the American Foundation on Suicide Prevention Out of Darkness walk on Saturday. Excuse me, here in Chicago. And the energy that I felt at the park, at the beach, it was like anything I've ever experienced before because again, I'm a survivor and I look at things differently, but I know that there were other survivors out there and people that had lost people. However, for me, it was like a celebration. It was a celebration of life. It was a celebration of those that we lost and those that are still here and those that are saying, I am still celebrating and recognizing them. And I seen people out there with their grills and they turned it into a picnic. And I just thought it was such a beautiful experience because it's something that nobody ever wants to talk about. And it's so dark and it's so crass. And we're so afraid of it because of the trauma and the tragedy around it that we never look at the fact that this is a time to honor and recognize those that we have lost and celebrate them, say their names. And I cheer people on as they were getting ready to walk. I allowed them to walk first because I volunteered. And I thank them all for just being there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating people like me. Thank you for celebrating the people that have transitioned that don't have a voice because we need more people to stand up and support people that are suffering in silence. And we know it's only going to get worse. If we thought 2020 was bad, soulmates, what do you think is getting ready to happen? I've been trying to prepare us for this for a moment. Give me 1 second, soulmates. Plug in my laptop. I had a friend of mine call me the other night because she lives in Texas and she knows I'm here in Chicago, Illinois, and she's been watching the news. How many of you have been watching the news? So you're aware of what's happening here. You're aware that they're sending ICE here. You're aware that they're literally chasing people down in the streets. What does this remind you of? What does this sound like? And I told her, I'm okay. I'm fine. Thank you for asking and checking in on me. But see, I don't live in that space because I know who I'm here to serve. And I refuse to let the government or anybody distract me nor scare me into speaking my truth and living in my purpose and speaking up and advocating for people suffering in silence, people that are not feeling stable emotionally, financially, mentally. Who holds space for those people? And I refuse to ignore it. I can't ignore it. I know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to create. Exactly, Chris. It's a movement. I said it last year, Healing Out Loud is a movement. Trying to create a love revolution, but we have to do things differently. And it starts by healing ourselves and being closer to our purpose and our higher self, whatever you choose to believe in. Because if you don't believe in something, if you're not connected to something, to entities, to people, to spaces that are vibing higher, that actually resonate on a higher conscious level, you will be in a dark, fear based world, the way that they want us to live, soulmates. And I can't. I fought too hard to allow myself to live in fear ever again. I won't let a white man, a black man, a Chinese man, a brother man, or another man or woman make me feel powerless to my life and my voice and my truth. And they can send as many people as they want because I'm going to continue to speak my truth. And I'm going to continue to speak up for those that feel voiceless, for those that are suffering in silence, for our youth that are suffering the most. I will continue to. Because what's going to get ready to happen, soulmates? People are already starting to see layoffs. We knew, I don't know if you knew, but I knew when I left corporate last year, there was a reason why God took me out of HR. We are about to have a repeat, but it's about to evolve, soulmates. There will be a recession. It will. It's already getting there. They don't want to admit that, but they keep trying to distract us. But in the meantime, Spirit is saying, Keana, it's time for you to prepare for your future, prepare for your legacy. It's time to co create this new world that has already been written, soulmates. So we have to rewrite the way we connect. We have to rewrite the way we build our wealth, the way we work together, not competing, together. I told you before, I'm creating a Healing Out Loud movement. I can't do it alone, but it requires us to step into our truth, be brave, be honest, own our truths, our stories, and then be a leader for those around us. And it doesn't mean you have to sit here and do this, but you can be the change in your family, in your community, in your workspaces, because you get to create the change that comes from you. This month is going to challenge us, soulmates. There may be people around you that may not be able to accept your energy, your love, what it is that you have to give and share. And that's unfortunate. But again, it does not mean you have to overgive. You don't have to force it. You just wish them well because some people can't accept when your light is so bright, when you are a loving being, when you choose to live in your Christ-like consciousness. People can't accept that. And that's a daily conversation that I have with myself every day before I walk out the door. Who am I going to be today? Am I going to be a reflection of the God within? Or am I going to let the shadow, the fear show out? How is it going, Monica? I recall you mentioning that you were going to volunteer to teach the students. That's a lot of students. Wow. Knowledge is power. The more knowledge we have, the better, especially spiritual knowledge. Because what we thought was spiritual knowledge is not spiritual knowledge. I no disrespect to anybody that goes to church, but that's not spiritual knowledge. When I say spiritual knowledge, I mean having a faith and a belief in something greater than you, connecting with your spirit, the God within. I learned through 2 years ago, 2 years ago, that no matter where I'm at, spirit is within me, that I can tap into the God within at any given moment, at any given time. And my energy will naturally radiate that on an external level, regardless if people can accept it or not. But that's my responsibility. That's my right. That is my job as a child and as a spiritual leader and as a voice of God. That's what I came here to do. To show people that it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what you lost, who walked away, who left you. You are still divinely guided and chosen by the divine. It's beautiful. What Chris says, we ain't taking that water hose treatment. Not in 2025, Chris. And I said it back in November. I said the revolution will be streamed because see, now we have technology. I can connect with people all over the world and say, hey, we are creating a movement. And I need soldiers to help me create this Healing Out Loud movement because the more we can heal, the more love we find, the more connected we are. Elizabeth said, Jen, I had to exit out and come back in to get comments. It's real. I know what you mean, Elizabeth. Sometimes I have that issue too with Insight Timer. I hardly get on the app anymore because it just does not work for me right. So, Soulmates. I hope that gave you a lot to think about because we are being tested right now. We are being tested unlike anything we've ever experienced. I told you 2025 is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. And I don't know about you, soulmates. I'm grateful to just still be able to see it. I'm grateful that in 27 days, I'll be able to see 42 years old. When 6 years ago, I didn't even want to see 36. So we have a lot to reclaim, to rebuild. So allow this Aries full moon to speak life into you. Yay, Elizabeth, twin, I love it. Energy, Chris. So that's where this moon is speaking to you the most. And I love that, Chris. What's one way that you're going to reclaim your energy? What's one way you're going to stop your energy from leaking into places and things and people that you're not being reciprocated? You're not receiving it back because it is about reciprocity. It's absolutely about balance. The season is calling for it. I have to realize that, and I'll say this, soulmates, like I said, today's October 1st. We're almost there. We still got a little more of a roller coaster ride that we're going to go through throughout this year. But it's going to, let's just say this is the calm before the storm. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Just expect that things will start to perhaps pick up in ways that you may not have realized. I know for me, my schedule is getting booked. I'm starting to get busy again, which I'm grateful for. However, I have to be cognizant of my energy because I come from a generation, I come from people that say you just work until you can't work anymore. You just work and work and work. And I refuse to be the one that says I'll sleep when I die. No, I value my peace. I value my rest. So I have to be aware that I allow myself enough rest because it's about to get busy, soulmate. So thinking about your bodies, listening to your bodies, allow your body to speak to you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling tired, rest. And I know there's always something that has to get done, but soulmates, it's only one you. You only get that one body. So be kind to it. Speak love into it. Nourish it. Feel it. It's yours. It's beautiful. Yes, raise that vibration. I have been making rest holy and sacred. Yes, Jen. And it doesn't even have to look like I'm about to go to sleep or I'm about to watch TV. I actually went to the park yesterday after my workout and I fell asleep. I was listening to one of my favorite teachers on YouTube and I just laid my head down on the table and I fell asleep. And it was just so beautiful. It's the Minard Butterfly Park out here by where I stay. And they have water fountains and the oh my God, the prettiest little purple, I don't know what it was. I've never even seen it before. And it just landed right on my jacket. And it was just so beautiful. But I rested and I hadn't rested it in about 8 days, Jen. I've been nonstop going repeatedly. So I needed that rest yesterday. And today I woke up energized. I woke up refreshed, ready for what's next, ready for my day. I just heard the phrase, give it your all, and how crazy that is. Yes. But you can't give it your all if you're not your best. So, how do you make sure that you're the best you? Because if we can't get the best Elizabeth, if we can't get the best Jen or the best Chris, then you're doing us a disservice. You're doing the world and the collective a disservice, soulmates, when we're not our best, highest version of ourselves. We're doing the world a disservice. We're doing the people that we touch a disservice. Chris says, I'm roaring back in fourth quarter 2025 like MJ and the rest of the 96, 97 Chicago Bulls while going 6 for 6. Oh, good times, Chris. Good times. I remember them days. That was fun when the Bulls was the dynasty. I love that, but I'm proud of you. That's it. We're just getting back up. Keep roaring. That's absolutely what 2025 is showing me more than anything is I'm gonna take a licking and keep on ticking. Feels like I'm going one step forward, two steps backward. It felt like that's in the entire year, soulmates. And I'm gonna be honest with you, soulmates. I told you guys before, I lost everything. I lost my apartment. I lost my car. I had to move. I had to downsize. I had to do a lot of things that I had never experienced before. And in the midst of all of this, I'm saying, but God, is this really how it's supposed to look? But okay, if this is what I have to do to show you that I'm fully committed to saving and touching as many lives as possible, then so it is. Every day is something more challenging. And today, I'm still staying with people, but I'm getting ready to have my own. And for that, I'm grateful because God has shown me, God has given me the opportunity to get back on my feet and to rebuild financially because I got knocked down, but I never gave up. That's faith, that's spirit. And I know if I did not go through what I went through 6 years ago, I could have never survived 2025. If it wasn't for 2019, 2025, this would not be me. Because if I can survive that, I can survive anything financially that can come my way. Because you can always rebuild your money, but you only get one life, one heart, one hope, one soul, one head. So as long as we have these body soulmates, I keep telling you, as long as we are alive, that counts for something. We get to do something different than the day before. We get to show up differently if we choose to. I know that's right, Chris, giving you the best of me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was somewhere today. I was training for a new position at this theater, and some of the people that were there, you can just tell their energy is very it's not me. They don't their light just wasn't shining. It was just always very pessimistic. And I've been around people like this before. Like I worked in human resources for 16 years. I've encountered all sorts of people. But what I realize is that, oh, they need my light in this space because if this is the energy in here, then they need somebody to shake this up because we're here to give these people an experience. And if this is the energy that you're giving off to the people that come through the door, then how can they receive the experience? Everything we do is a way to serve other people. We give them experience. I come on an inside time. I give you an experience because I want you to feel fulfilled, soulmates. I want to touch your souls. I want this interaction between us, even though it's on the screen, to feel personal. I want you to know that I chose you all to be here with you all because I did. You chose me. Our souls are aligned, soulmates. That's why you are my soulmate because we are all souls in skin suits having this human experience, and we get to be souls that are in alignment or disconnected, but we get to choose. I choose connection. I choose support. I choose love with the right souls, with the right souls, with the right souls, with the right souls, with the right souls. Let me say that again, with the right souls. Because there are souls out there that may seem like they want to be in alignment, but they may not be. And that's also part of this path that I had to learn, the path of reaffirming and reclaiming and rebuilding. And I get to co-create this. We get to co-create this with spirit. And then if you have people that you trust and it can support you, you can co-create with others, which is my lifelong vision. Jesus had disciples, apostles. I need supporters. We need people, period. That's why there's so many of us. And what would it look like if all of us could just touch one other person, help one other person in need, whether that's giving them your words, time, attention. It doesn't always have to be financial. Just feeding people is a kind gesture. Being able to buy or prepare a meal for somebody, that's love, soulmates. People take these things for granted. You guys showing up here tonight, this is love because you could be anywhere, but you chose to sit here with me on Insight Timer on YouTube. That's love. So, what does it cost for us to do this to others? What does it cost us to be able to say, I did somebody else a nice gesture? Because it's the godly thing to do, it's the God within. Well, shake, rattle, and roll. Let's go, Chris. Absolutely. What would it look like to donate, to give? Even if I have $1, I will give something. I won't sacrifice me. But if I have enough to share, I will share. I won't deplete myself, but if I can, I will give, whether that's my energy, but I have to know when enough is enough. We all have to learn that. This balance, reciprocity. So, what's coming up for you during this full moon, soulmates? What are we reclaiming tonight? What patterns are you being shown? What patterns showed up for you? Because I told you, I know I have this people pleasing healer energy, and I want to fix partners, and that's not my responsibility. I help those that are willing and wanting to be helped. And we don't chase and we don't beg soulmates. We align, we attract. When you're in a high vibration and the energy is high, you attract. You naturally attract the people, the opportunities, the abundance, the love. I've always said that, and I fully committed to that. And I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And I'm living proof of it. Remember, soulmates, everything I speak about is truth. Everything I share with you is lived experience. I've walked with people. I had the opportunity last Wednesday to participate in this group session with women, young ladies. It's at this organization called Coffee, Hip Hop, and Mental Health. It's located on the north side of Chicago. And the owner invited me in because he has these different support groups for the community. He has a men's group, women's, a co-ed group. And last Wednesday was the women's group, and I was so honored. It just happened just that fast. He reached out to me Wednesday afternoon. I didn't have anything to do that evening, so I went. And I was so grateful to be in that space with these women, with these young ladies, because we all had similar stories. And we all realized that we had some things that we were healing from, whether that was our family trauma, relationships. Some of us didn't say much at all. We were just there to receive. But that's what gives me energy. That's what let me know. Spirit shows me. That fulfills me. That felt good. That's exactly what I was called here to do. Hold space for people, because there is strength in healing out loud, in connection. And they had the opportunity to do that last week. And I was able to give them and sell them the book to help them start healing. Because that's what I'm here to help us do. Plus, not to mention, a lot of us are at a point in our lives where we're ready to heal. And maybe you don't even know it. Maybe you don't want to admit it. Maybe you're in denial, or maybe you're just trying to figure out, well, what's the first step? And the first step is just admitting that I want to be better than this version of me today, or I want to feel better than the way I've been feeling today. If I had somebody that could have shown me this 6 years ago, it took me, I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn, soulmates. It took so much for me to finally just get out of my pity. I enjoy staying in the depression. I enjoy just being in that dark space. It just felt normal after a while. And how awful is it that depression and anxiety and anger and negative energy feels normal? It hurts my soul to know that people like being in that state when joy and kindness and compassion feels good. Thank you, Chris, for the generous donation. That feels good. Because, see, I've been to the lowest. It hurts. It hurts. So imagine you just want to be in that space. See, that's me. I'll be trying to fix these type of people. See, because it hurts me to see that people are in that that state of mind and in that place. And I'm not saying not to have the emotion, but you have some people that just stay there, and it just becomes a conscious choice. As somebody who had to finally just say, you know what? It took COVID for me to finally get it together, soulmates. Because spirit, what set me down? I had to sit still and sit in stillness to finally be able to see that I don't like living like this. I don't want to live like this anymore. I do have too much life to live. I have a son who, by the way, soulmates, was invited to be in the National Honor Society. I'm sorry. I gotta brag on my son for a minute. Y'all know I love my baby. So yes, I got the call from the school on Friday saying that he's invited to be in the National Honor Society. I cried. I burst out in tears because this is a full circle moment. Because when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to be in it so bad. I didn't get accepted because I was off by point 0.2 points off my GPA. And look at my baby. I'm so proud of him, soulmate. I cried. I was just so overwhelmed with joy because I'm so proud of him. Not because he gets good grades, but I was proud of him because he was able to do the thing that his mother or his father couldn't do or didn't do. And to me, that was a big deal. And I was just like, wow, God, you did that. I'm alive to experience this. I'm so grateful. Oh, he just brings me so much joy. And that's what it takes sometimes, soulmates, is to get outside of yourself and look at the good. Look at the good in everything. I'm so proud of him because my son has a father who he lives with and he's thriving and he takes care of him. And we have this deep bond and this connection. And my son has seen his mother struggle this year, and it hasn't been easy on him because naturally, he's a boy. He wants to care. Then he's a worrier like his dad. But I told my son, I'm fine. Your mom is doing this for a reason, even though it's not easy. Because if Jesus can do it, so can I. So I showed my son that I'm not giving up, baby, because what your mother did 6 years ago, she would never get to that point ever again. Not when I'm enjoying you grow up and become a grown man and thriving and about to take this world by storm. So yes, I had to brag on my baby. He is a natural born protector, and he's Scorpio. He's Scorpio Sag cusp. But he's a good kid. I shouldn't say kid. He'll be 18 in November. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I digress. But I had to think about that because when you think about the things and this is just year one of this new administration. We still have 3 more years to go. And as you know, soulmates, things tend to get worse before they get good. So if you can just imagine the things that people are about to experience on a personal level, people are starting to receive layoffs. I'm starting to see hiring freezes. People's stability is about to be shaken. And what's going to end up happening is when that root chakra, when you're not grounded, everything else is out of balance. Your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, you can't even connect to your higher self. So what this leads to is anxiety, depression, alcoholism, things to numb the stress and the chaos of everyday life. And spirit showed me that we need something to help people now because things are going to get worse. And people need spaces to know that they're supported. Because most often than not, when we're struggling, we struggle in silence. We don't tell the full truth. We just put up with anything, and then it overwhelms us. The nation is already trying to overwhelm us. It's shaking. Oh, absolutely, Christina. It's shaking. This whole year, I told you, anything that wasn't built on a solid foundation was crumbling. Everything, all those foundations that were not solid is shaking. Mine was shaking. I told you, listen, Spirit took all of that stuff away from me. But by the time I lost it all, I was ready for it to be gone, soulmates. I was just ready for the peace of mind to keep doing my purpose work, because I knew that as long as I stayed connected to spirit and remembered my why, kept my energy high. And please believe, soulmates, it was not easy. Of course, it's not easy. Not when you're losing everything, not when you're stability. Again, somebody who lost her foundation. But I never lost me. I didn't lose me this time, soulmates. Last time my foundation was shaken, I nearly lost me. I didn't lose me. In fact, I said, what's next, Spirit? What's next? Because I know my soul signed up for this. I'm strong. I done already showed myself. You are stronger than you know you are, soulmates. And sometimes spirit has to do things to shake us up to see, to prove to ourselves just how strong we are, and to get us closer to the path that we're meant to be on. So, yes, it's shaking, Christina, because you're getting ready to build something different. This is a 9 year. What to do next? What to do next? That is always the what's next. It's like I'm hanging on by a thread, no more job. And Christina, I get that. That can be a scary feeling. And you do feel lost because let's be honest, you spend so much time at work. And because we live in a society, in a world that makes us feel like our titles, our value, what we give is where our worth lies. I left HR last April, a six-figure job. And I told you, I don't know if you heard me, Christine, I lost my apartment and my car and everything at the beginning of this year. I tried to do it for as long as I could because I realized what I wanted to do next wasn't going to be in corporate. I knew when my heart was calling me, and spirit just had to line things up for me to get there. And it was not an easy walk, not by any means. So it's in the darkness that you see your strength and you see the light when you come through the other side. And Christina, I always tell my clients, people that I meet with that are in that transition period, allow yourself time to grieve, honor what you're feeling, express it, write it down. Feel free to reach out. I work with people all the time on trying to transition to what's next, and allow yourself to align with what it is that spirit and what you truly want for yourself. And I know the bills will keep coming, life will keep lifing, but you want to allow yourself the opportunity to make the best choice for Christina, not out of fear, but out of a grounded space. So when you do start your next chapter, when you do open up that new door, you're going to be so fulfilled. You're going to be at peace. And then you're going to look back and say, now I see why that door, why that job had to end, because I needed to get here. Yes, that's how 2025 is shaping up for us. And I know it's hard to see it like that, Christina. I know it's hard to see it like that. And this wasn't the only job I lost. Like I've lost several jobs before then. And at one point I was blaming myself. Why did I do this? Why can't I get right? Why didn't they? I wasn't asking the right questions. I wasn't asking what's next now, spirit. Why not try something different? Why not step outside your comfort zone, Christina, and start that side hustle or sell your art or your paintings or whatever your God-given gift is? Because we all have a gift. And I know for a fact we all have a purpose instead of what society wants. That's the biggest truth. What does Christina want? Not society. You want to do marketing and sell candles. Well, come on, Christina. We're waiting on the candles. You just honored, you just expressed what it is that you wanted. You just told spirit, universe, what it is that you wanted. That's one way of you manifesting. Now that you have put that here in the chat for all 116 of the meditators to see, allow spirit to show you what's next. And if you want to work on that, I would love to help you with that. I love to work with people in transitions because you know something wonderful is on the other side of that. And just start putting one foot in front of the other. If we come up with the plan together. See, that's what this full moon energy is about to bring about for Christina. Hey, Lisa. I told you this is an Aries full moon. Aries energy is loud, it's bold. Think about Aries season. It was Aries season when things started to finally get settled in my life because it was on that Virgo eclipse that the car was repossessed, that the apartment basically was eclipsed out of my life. But it was in that Aries energy that I said, okay, I set intentions on the Aries new moon on March 29th. So for my soulmates that journal, that follow the moon cycles, I would invite you to reflect. Go look back at your journals. I always ask Tammy, what did you write about? What did you journal about 6 months ago? Because typically it's during the 6 month, during the full moon period that you start to see those seeds. They start to blossom. And I recall what I planted because I always journal and I always review it. And I know I said I was going to continue to create Healing Out Loud movement. And I was going to continue to keep promoting Healing Out Loud, my book, and now my series, and the message, and the entire premise of Healing Out Loud. I've been invited to actually speak at the NAMI conference here in Chicago on October 17th, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They have a yearly conference, statewide conference. And I'll be there along with two other presenters. And that's exactly what my topic is about. Thank you. Oh, Lisa, I love it. Yes, come on. All my Libras and Scorpios. And that's what the topic is about. It's literally healing out loud and how speaking your truth, storytelling, how that actually helps you heal and your trauma, deal with anxiety, because there's so much power in speaking it and being honest, and then finding spaces and people and places to hold you in those areas. So I am grateful, soulmates. Thank you, Christina, for being so open and honest. Did I miss something? Oh, you're welcome, Christina. Thank you. Of course. But that's what Spirit showed me. See, back in March, I had no idea that I would be here today. I had no idea that this opportunity would present itself. But I just knew I had to keep delivering my message. I just knew I had to keep living in my purpose. And I don't care if I have to be homeless, sleeping in my car. Soulmates. I'm healing. I'm healing. I'm healing. I'm touching people's lives because every time I speak my truth, every time any of us speak our truth, that's another life that we touch. You should see the people on Saturday at the Outer Darkness Walk. When they saw me and I was there with my book, and they're like, "That's your story?" I said, "Yes, I am a suicide survivor. And I wrote my book to help others that are suffering in silence know that they have a light in this world and their life matters. And they don't have to do this by themselves. And you don't have to be afraid of how you feel." So, absolutely. And I'm standing here as a proud survivor. And I stand here as a voice of those that can't be here. And then I told you, soulmates, it was a different type of energy. I had never experienced that. To see, and they said that was actually the largest turnout. And I think we may have had over 3,000 people out there. That was powerful. I love that, Lisa. And I'm glad that they allowed somebody to come to your church to talk about that, because there's some churches here that will not allow me to come in there. I do the training, they don't allow it. There's a lot of churches that still don't allow it. They still don't want to talk about it. See, this is what I'm saying, soulmates. This is why I keep saying what they're teaching us is not, it's not helping us in 2025. We can't not talk about it. Yes. Yes, they still don't want to address it. It is crazy. I've even offered to do the suicide prevention training. And no, so soulmates, if you are interested, please reach out. Speaking saves lives, Elizabeth. Exactly. We still live in a toxic world that thinks that if we speak about it, that we're going to give somebody the idea, they don't understand that that's not how that works. Because the more people feel connected, the more they can identify with people that have experienced it, the more likely they are to open up and speak their truth. And that's why I was standing there as a proud survivor with my book in hand, showing people that guess what? This is the only way we save lives is if we talk. So if talk saves lives, then healing out loud does too. That's basically what talking is. That's healing out loud. That's exactly what we're doing. Yes. It's so sad, Monica, but it's true. How do you get out of feeling worthless and just can't do anything like get up and socialize or even go for a walk? Hey, Kiara. First of all, beautiful, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here and being so honest and transparent. And I want to just say, oh, you know you're not worthless. The fact that you're on this app right now, beautiful, lets me know you know you're not worthless. Look at how you just showed up and asked that question. That took a lot of courage for you to even type that. So the fact that you put that in the chat, I know you got the energy. Even if you can't go for a walk here, what's one thing you can do today? I'll tell you what I did when I was laying down and I laid down daily. There were days that I wouldn't do anything. I did one thing different. I said, I'm just going to get up today and swing my legs over the bed. Let me just sit up in the bed. Take one small step here. I'm going to swing my legs off the bed. I'm just going to sit up. And then once you sit up, go from there. I'm going to walk to my living room and sit down on the couch for a little while because I have to do that too. And then go from there. Allow yourself one step at a time. Challenge yourself, beautiful, because you know that whatever it is that's making you feel worthless is not true. See, that's the shadow parts of you. That's a part of you that wants to keep you stuck in that mindset. Beautiful, you're not worthless. And you can do anything you set your heart and your mind to. You showing up right now is you showing up for yourself. That took strength. So celebrate that. Everybody, 124 of us in here know we see your worth. I don't even have to see your face, Kiara. I can feel your energy. You putting that in the chat lets me know you are powerful. You're so powerful. You did more than I could have did 6 years ago. I'm proud of you. Keep showing up for you. Just take one small step. Like I said, even if you just sit up for a little while, and if you lay back down, sit up again. Challenge yourself to step outside of your comfort zone a little at a time. And that may be opening up the curtains just to let some sunlight in. Baby steps, slow progress. Elizabeth says, I just talked to my 12-year-old about suicide Sunday morning. He didn't know what it meant. And it occurred to me, this is why we have young kiddos taking their own lives. I wanted him to know we can talk about it in this house and he can always come to me. My first live with you was a live you shared that here. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you. That just gave me chills. I am so grateful that you were able to have that conversation with your son because you're right. They don't know. And I never even thought about that because the world still doesn't want to acknowledge it. But I'm glad that me speaking about it gave you the strength and the opportunity to have that conversation. That is so powerful. And you just changed his life. And because you just educated him, watch how many of his friends and his peers he's about to educate. That's what I mean by you just keep being the light. You keep shining your light on other people, vibrating your energy on one person, and then their energy that you gave them, they receive, and they're going to pass it off onto somebody else. That's what love looks like. That's what we do. I'm so grateful. Hey, Jill. It can be so hard to keep showing up, but it's true. The smallest step, one step at a time. It doesn't have to, don't overwhelm yourself. One little thing here, just one little thing, and keep showing up. And please feel free to reach out. I trust me, I know what that's like. And I know how easy it is to give up. And I'm so proud of you for showing up and asking because I couldn't do it. And you did. So if you can do this, I already know you powerful. You just got to be reminded of how powerful and how worthy you are, Kiara. You have so much life ahead of you, and no matter what you're dealing with or experiencing or whatever is making you feel like that that will pass. It's not true. And you just keep showing up for you. So what's one move, soulmates, that you're willing to make within the next 72 hours? Yes, Lisa, the devil is a liar. Yes, because that's all that it is. It's just the devil within that's just trying to hold us back. But see, Kiara got light inside of her. The God within her is showing her, you are so much stronger than this. And look at you showing up, and look at you choosing you, and just keep choosing you. Keep putting your hand on your heart, Kiara, because see, that keeps me grounded. That's right. That's God. That's God in me. That's my heartbeat. Yes. So therefore, yes, I can do this. I can get up. I can just sit up today. Or I can just open up the blinds today. Day by day, Lisa. Day by day, one day at a time. Yes, Jen, one step, baby girl, this will pass. It will get better. And I'm saying that as a survivor, as a person that has lost a lot, that is still going through a daily battle with the world and things outside of me. But I keep going because I know who I serve and I know my purpose. I show up for people like you, Kiara. This is why I do this because I know I'm not the only one. And I know you're not the only one. And I keep saying this, millions of people in the world that are going through this right now. And oh, there's so much in me that just wants to touch and pour into everybody. But if I can pour into my 128 meditators on Insight Timer, then they can pour into all the people in their space, and it just keeps pouring. And that's how we elevate the collective consciousness because we have to do something. We have to do something now, soulmates. That's what this energy is. Aries, moon, full moon says, you got to do it now. What are you waiting on? What's not working? What is the loudest thing for you right now, soulmate? Because I know it's loud for me. This this Mars and Scorpio energy has me on 10 every day. I'm so committed. I'm so fully committed and constantly showing up. And the people that have been reaching out, people have been sending me their letters. For those that don't know, I do have a YouTube channel, Soulmates, that just joined. Please follow me on Insight Timer as well as my YouTube channel because I actually have a series titled Healing Out Loud because I'm taking real letters, real questions, real comments from my soulmates and we're unpacking them. We're healing. I'm creating a world where we can actually heal out loud because Spirit showed me last year that this was the thing we needed. This is the thing that I needed. If I could only just have somebody to hear me and feel what I was going through that could relate, then maybe things wouldn't have been as chaotic as they were. Thank God I figured it out and I'm here. And now I get to create the thing. I get to create spaces for the Kiaras of the world, the Lisas or the Keanas or the Chris's or whomever, because you know that there are others just like you, soulmates, that are experiencing that same thing. And you may very well be the medicine that they need to receive. So that's why I created the series because I'm allowing people to share their real life struggles with the rest of the world because most often than not, somebody else is going through it. And one thing I know for sure is we grow together, we heal together, and there's nothing more powerful than connection and doing it together. That's where the power truly lies. Chris says, we all have an individualized and unique heartbeat that connects to one universal collective, one heartbeat. That's it. And I know we all have a different belief in a spiritual being or a religion, but at the end of the day, we were all created from something greater than us. Whether you call it God, Allah, Buddha, universe, spirit, whatever you choose to call, I don't care. But you just know that there's something greater than you that brought all of us here, that gave us the heartbeat, that keeps the sun and the moon appearing day in and day out, night and day. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. And we are part of one. We are one. That's exactly what it is. And that's all I've been trying to do since I started this movement, is to create more love and connection through the power of healing, speaking truth. Because one thing we need more of in this world is love, 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 and love. Now they may say money and all of that stuff, but see, that's energy. See, that's money is a piece of paper. Money is something that's man-made, right? And money is a form of an energy exchange. But that does not dictate the way we show up. The money doesn't elevate the collective consciousness, because you can't buy my consciousness. I won't sell my soul. So I have to have something inside of me. We have to have something within us that keeps us connected. That's what Spirit is showing me through all of the trials and tribulations I've endured. I still show up in love and light because I choose to, soulmates. I know what it feels like not to be in this space. And I fought too hard to get here to allow anything to take me out of this. Not when we've come too far. And not when this world needs more of this. I told you they're chasing people down in the streets. We're sending National Guards. We are trying to create more and more chaos. And I'm saying, no, no, I'm going to create more love. And those that want to support this work, they will show up, they will receive. And those that don't, well, I wish them nothing but the best. It is horrific. I can't either, Monica. I can't understand the hatred. But soulmate, this is an opportunity for us to wake up. It's the great awakening. This is our opportunity to wake up and really, really, really get clear about what's happening right now. What's really, 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 really true? What's really the focus? Because it's really a distraction. We are a spiritual battle, and there's something greater than us that's trying to get our attention. I had one woman tell my, it's not true, it's unbelievable. What's not true? I wish. But we see so much destruction, so much. But where's the good energy? Where's the positive stuff? Why don't we have enough of this? What's Oblak, Chris? I'm not sure what that is. I just refuse to allow myself to even overthink it. Like I said, I just happened to see it the other day when I was at the golf club. And oh, I see what you were saying. And that's when I noticed it. And then I told you a friend of mine called me the other night because she was really upset about it. And then she was also checking on me. But I told her, I'm living in love and light and kindness because I know who I serve. And I'm not afraid. They can send whomever, whenever, whatever. And don't get me wrong, I do have some fear, but I'm not afraid of what they're going to do to me because I'm divinely guided. I just can't live in fear. I just can't, no matter what. Not today. Not when I've come too far. Like I said, soulmates, they want us to live in fear. They try to keep us in fear. And the opposite of fear is love. Don't even understand it. Don't try to understand it, Elizabeth. Instead, I try to say, what can I do to combat it? Let me do the opposite. Let's do something that's never been done before. Because all of this, we've done this already. We've been here, we've done this. We've done all this fighting. We've done all this trying to have control and corruption. Let's do something different. Let's start healing. Let's start connecting. Let's start being more honest. Let's start rebuilding a new way of living, loving, learning, and connecting. All of us have a legacy that we're building. We have children coming, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins. What about them? One day I'm gonna be somebody's grandmother. No time soon. No time soon. Grandmother. I'm gonna be a grandma. And I want my grandbabies to have a different world. I want my son to have a different world. But absolutely, my grandbabies, my great grandchildren, and my legacies to come. Like Chris mentioned earlier, the civil rights movement. I told you, soulmates, I think I told you all this at the beginning of the year. New movements. Oh, I did say that. I did. So I guess I was right. I guess I manifested that because healing out loud is a movement. And that's what I choose to create because we all can create. Remember, we all have power and we don't need anybody to give us permission. We don't need the government's permission. So I choose to fight in a loving way. I choose to fight with my words, with connection, with love. I can't make sense of it, but I can keep becoming my best, most loving self and raise my boys to do the same. Yes, Kiara, rise above and do good. That's it. And no matter, because that's the thing, the devil is busy always, right? And new levels, new devils. The more you evolve, the more you try to stay in a higher consciousness, the more you try to keep your energy high, and the more you try to stay connected with your higher self, is the more they try to distract you. Is the more chaos being thrown at you. Is the more life tries for life. Because see, you're gonna get tested. And one thing about healing work, once you've healed, spirit is going to test you. Well, let's see how healed are you. And if you've healed that, then my child, you are ready for more. I concur. I missed something. I'm a Sagittarius. Positivity is real with me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Feisty and want people to just come together. And I am blessed. Matt Moore on iTunes sees it for her. I say it all the time. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I just put that last week. I'm like, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I do fight battles that people don't see. And I choose to lead with love, the God within me. Because what is having low vibration, negative energy going to do for me? Well, I know what it almost did for me. It almost took me out. Because if we allow the world to have that much control over our emotion, over our energy soulmates, that's it. They got us. They control us. They already think they got control of you at work. So then they already think they're going to control you in the world. They're going to control the way you think, the way you live, the way you move, by what they put on the news, what they feed you. I know that's right, Elizabeth. I fight for love. I always say if they ask you why I did it, soulmates, tell them I did it for love. That's it. Yes. False evidence appearing real is what fear is. And when I tell you I don't have fear anymore because I've seen the things that the divine has done for me, I can't even be afraid. I just say, okay, spirit, what's next? Even if it's uncomfortable. And there are days where I have to cry. I told you so much I had to cry this past weekend. It was just that energy. It was the energy. And I just cried. And then I was like, okay, let's get this day started because that's just the way I like to express myself. It's the Cancer moon energy. What can I say? But I didn't hide it. I didn't try to stuff it in. I didn't try to avoid it. In fact, I keep telling you, soulmates, the more vulnerable you are, the more honest you can be, the more powerful you are. Because don't get it twisted. Just because I lead with my heart does not mean I'm weak. Like I have to tell people. You have to tell the world that because they'll try to prey on your weakness. It's almost like the cowardly lion. It's like the world is all bark and no bite. You cannot scare me out of speaking by truth. Yes, Monica, crying is healing. It is so healing. Definitely a value no matter how low or bad you feel. I always try to be kind to others. See, Kiara, you pour that same energy into you. I always think about that. When we are at our lowest moments, how would you treat your friend or somebody else in that state? You will pour into them, you will uplift them, and you will give them what it is that they need to be better. So allow yourself that same compassion, allow yourself that same love. Lisa says, I cried about a lot of things and I'm enjoying my peace. Yes. Oh, it is so therapeutic. It is so freeing. And in fact, now I notice that the moments that I think I'm about to cry, like in the real stressful, chaotic moments, I don't cry. I cry when my soul says it's time to release. And that's usually when I'm feeling out of balance physically, meaning I'm tired. Mentally, I feel congested because I'm tired. because I haven't had enough sleep or my body is just tired, that's when I tend to cry because it's the release and it's like my body is resetting. So allow yourself tears, sleep, water, air, breath. I always get judged on my looks and how I don't dress girly girl. And I just dress how I want to dress. And I've always been judged my whole life. And Lisa, you should dress the way you want to dress. What is a girly girl? Lisa is the girl for her, and that's all that matters. And if somebody can't appreciate the way you dress, well, that's their problem. If it makes you happy, and if it makes you feel good, and if it feels good on you, then wear it, beautiful. I like to wear dresses. Sometimes I like to be bold with my apparel. I've been judged for being overly sexy. Somebody always got something to say, especially when it comes to the divine feminine. Because truth be told, they're threatened by us. But once we reclaim our power and show them that I can be me, whether I'm wearing a dress, pants, a potato sack, a trash bag, I'm still me because of who I am on the inside. And the clothes don't even matter. The clothes don't make me. So allow them to judge you, Lisa, because see, people that are unhappy within will always try to find a problem with you. And that's why you just have to learn to love them from afar and say, I'm fine with the way I am. What's your issue? Because it's not me, you know? I just don't care anymore. I know that's right, Monica. Then after a certain age, you just don't care. I'll be 42 on the 28th. I'm starting to not care more and more each day. If it's not about me and mine and serving my purpose and touching lives, then it doesn't matter to me. Oh, thank you. It just doesn't matter. I can't be bothered with drama, arguing, pettiness. I know that's right. I just can't because it's my life is too short at this point. I've seen it. And I don't want to waste any of my precious time, energy, or peace on things that just are not mean. They don't even mean anything, especially if somebody else thinks it. Lift others vehemently through evolution or elevation. That's all. Love. That's it. And Lisa, you're beautiful just the way you are. I love it. I love the photo of your cat. And just be you, Queen. And if you want to dress like a girl, whatever that means, dress like a girl. If you want to dress like a boy, whatever that is. Because at this point, we could dress and wear whatever we want to wear. We are just people. We're able to be free. And who's going to stop us? Especially as adults. Oh, thank you. Y'all know you have a beautiful spirit. And that's it. And that's all that matters. And if people can't appreciate that spirit and they're looking at your clothes, well, those people are misled and misguided because if that's all you can see is the clothes, then I don't know if I want these people around me because that's not what I reflect. I can care less about what somebody is wearing or how much they wear or the designer name. I could care less about any of that. I'm concerned about the person's heart and soul and how do they treat other people. How do you talk about other people in front of me? How do you talk? Because, see, here's the thing the way people talk about you or talk about people in front of you is the same way they're going to talk about you behind your back. So that's how I look at people. I look at people from the inside out. And I know we live in a different type of world where it's on the outside in. And that's why I keep saying, no, we're about to rewrite this story. That's not how any of this works. Because if your heart is not in alignment with your head, with your higher self, then we can't be our best self. We can't lead the way we're being guided to lead, especially in 2025. Nobody else. Because Lisa has to live with Lisa. Lisa goes to sleep with Lisa. So Lisa needs to be happy with the way she dresses. Lisa has to be happy with the skin she's in. Especially with people that's not buying your clothes. Because are they gonna buy you an outfit? Like people just they tickle me. Those that love to judge and criticize you and what you have, and they're not even willing to help you. So make that make sense. Exactly. So listen, soulmates, this energy and if this space has been nourishing for you tonight, just remember that I built these spaces for us. I build these from my heart, and I take this serious what we're working on, what we're doing together, because we're healing. We're healing day by day, like you said. Each season gives us an opportunity to face different things, to reflect on different parts of ourselves. So all the donations that I receive here, outside of here, those that bought the book, thank you for your support. That continues to not only keep me living in this space and doing this work, but it's also helping me contribute to the Healing Out Loud movement because I go out into the community. I was actually at a church. Now that you mentioned that, I forgot to mention I was volunteering at a church a couple of weeks ago, again with AFSP before the walk. I speaking to people. I stand up as an advocate, as a survivor, as a voice of healing for people that are suffering in silence. The people who want you to win will also be willing to help you win, period. Chris, I concur. Those that want you to win will help you win. So I'm grateful, soulmates, that you show up and you continue to support me. You show up in this space, and if you subscribe to my channel, and if you follow me outside of this, and if you've done any of this, showing up, listening to my tracks, that is supporting me. And for that, I am grateful. So continue showing up for yourselves, most importantly, soulmates. And I want you to think about whatever may have risen for you tonight. I know I touched on a lot of things because a lot is unfolding. It's the Mars and Scorpio energy too, but there's a lot unfolding right now in this world. And it'll be November soon. Before we know it, it'll be 1 year since the election. And I just know what that energy was like around this time last year and the end of 2024. And I want us to think about what we're getting ready to step into now. Think about what the energy is going to be like now, because we get the opportunity to rebuild, to realign, to rewrite. So think about where you've been leaking energy, money, time. Where are you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed? What's not feeling mutual anymore? Then admit it and say it boldly. I'm ready to step out. I'm ready for a change. And you don't have to solve it, but just naming it. Name it. Honor it. Write it down, express it, say it out loud, say it to somebody you trust. Journal, meditate, pray on it. But allow yourself to acknowledge it, face it, see it. Don't have to do anything with it, but just see it, notice it. And then I want you to think about a truth that would match that, that would give you something the opposite. So I'll use you, Kiara, for example. You honored the fact that you feel worthless and you want to do something different. So I would invite you to do something different, step outside of your comfort zone. Because the truth is, you are worthy. You are worthy. You are powerful. You are a light, and this world needs you. And if there's a boundary somewhere, soulmates, that you have to hold the boundary, set the boundary. If it's a rate that you need to honor or a price that you need to honor it. Any budget leaks, let's seal it, soulmates. We got to be conscientious about how we're spending now. We got to start looking at the way we are building our money and what our money is doing for us. And it doesn't have to be anything major, nothing huge, but just be honest about it. And if there's some conversations that you know you need to have, well, let's have them. Start by writing it down if you aren't sure how to begin. Write it out first. Allow yourself to have the conversation without the emotion being so involved in it, especially if it's going to be a difficult conversation. But be as specific as you can with yourself, soulmates, because this is you doing your soul work, you're doing your healing work. So be clear, be honest, no matter if it's big or small, it doesn't matter. It's just about seeking clarity. And then allow yourself throughout this period, even during the full moon release. I do a full moon release. I usually write down things that I'm ready to release. Most often than not, is usually a behavior or a thought that I need to release. And then I write it and then I burn it under the full moon because I release it and I'm letting spirit know I'm ready to let this go. Sometimes it's with people. I've had to do that before. But I'm being honest because I realize that some things are just holding me back. And I have somewhere I'm trying to get to, soulmates. We got work to do. So let us let go of the things. Let us say the things. Let us release the people, the energies that need to be released. So if there's an email, soulmates, that you need to send, write it out. Prepare the email. If there's an interview, if you're ready for a job, book the interview, reach out, apply for the job. If you're unsatisfied, if you know you want to move your money, if you want to invest, move the money. Leadership is a verb, soulmates. Actually take the steps and lead. You have the power. We dictate what the next step will be. I don't play about my energy. I know that's right. Yes, ground to release every night. Good job, Chris. That's why I always like to ground when we start the lives. You do. Allow yourself to release anything that you've been carrying because you do carry other people's energy. Where will you redirect your love, your money, or your time, soulmates, in a way that will truly nourish you, that's going to truly honor who you are? And what one single brave act will mark the beginning of your new chapter? I always can write a new chapter. We could write a new story. Listen, I'm Scorpio. I'm all about deaths, rebirth, transformation, starting over again. I did it before. I'll do it again because we can keep reinventing ourselves. So where the moon speaks to life, stop feeding what's draining. Stop feeding what's starving. Start reclaiming your voice. Start directing your power back towards you and what gives you life. And if it feels overwhelming and if it all feels too big, always remember to come back into the heal method by honoring and acknowledging what you're feeling. Honor what came up for you, whether that was the job or whether this situation, the relationship, the connection is not feeling mutual. Express it in any way. I told you, I like to sing, I like to dance, I let the music speak for me at times. But that's allowing you to get out of that, allowing that energy to come up out of you, allowing you to release that, express that, and then align with making one change and saying, I'm choosing me today, and then lead with that action. Very specific. Thank you, Maisha. So grateful that you were here. And if that's an action where it involves other people, set the timeline. I'm going to meet with this person by this time, this date, or I'm going to reach out by this time, this date. But hold yourself accountable as part of the healing process. And always just remember to check in with yourself. Return to your breath above anything else. And hand on heart. This, again, is always for me. And then I always put my hand on my heart because I always wear my heart pendant. That's how I stay grounded when life is starting to life, which it is, and things start to become chaotic. And allow whatever unfolds, whatever comes up for you during this bold, powerful, fiery full moon in Aries, celebrate it, release that. Remember, you don't have to be perfect, soulmates. Aries just wants you to be honest and show that you mean what you say. When you say you're ready to change, when you say you're ready to let go, when you say you want more, Aries wants to know, are you honest? And if so, what are you going to do next? It wants you to show that you are serious about where you're pouring your time and your love and your energy. And I thank you, soulmate, so much for joining me tonight. For those that aren't, please follow me on Insight Timer so that you can be alerted to when I'll have my lives. I'll schedule some more, as well as follow me on my YouTube channel because Healing Out Loud, the series, will just be on YouTube because there'll be some things that may not be Insight Timer appropriate. So I want to be able to create a real safe container to be able to unpack those things. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me outside of here. For those that are interested, you can purchase my book on my website titled Healing Out Loud and continue showing up for yourselves. And if there's any support, anything you want to share outside of this space, soulmates, Feel free to send me your heal letter. We will address it on the series. You can do it completely anonymous. Don't have to announce your name. That's why I created that safe space, because sometimes it's easier to just say things in anonymity. I totally understand that. So I'm here to hold space for us soulmates. And before we go, I want to invite you to just put your hands on your heart and the other one on your belly. Again, feel that life force energy. And I want you to say this with me, soulmates. I choose courage. I choose truth. I choose my own beginning. And I reclaim my power. I protect my energy and move boldly into the life that is calling me. Thank you, Jen. Oh, I appreciate you. And likewise, and thank you to all 152 of my meditators. Continue showing up for yourself, soulmates. You showing up in this space lets me know that you are serious about healing and changing and learning more about yourselves and what's unfolding, and most importantly, what this energy is bringing. Today is officially October 1st. So I want you all to go into this month with courage and clarity. And I want you to build love, work, finances, and self-worth from truth, not from a place of depletion or fear. And I always remember to keep healing out loud, soulmates. Your voice is medicine. It is powerful. Thank you, Monica. Oh, thank you, Queen. I appreciate you. And thank you to all the rest of my 100